Welcome to Jerking Around, a podcast that makes you feel better about yourself because we're a mess just like you.
And Crystal makes fun of me the whole time.
And it's great, and it's real. Hey guys.
We got this. Hey guys.
Tisha's building herself up before we get started.
I'm like a boxer, you know, and they're like hitting themselves, you know, like before, like Bear does that. He like hits himself, and I'm like, what's happening? That's not normal. But now I want to do it. I'm like,
welcome.
Look alive, you know?
Oh yeah, we're really excited to record this week.
We got a new audience member.
We got to think of the name, not Pod Mommy, like Pod Mommy. How you say with the I?
Oh, mommy member?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say out there, and you're jerking me, looking at your phone, never paying attention.
I was working.
Well,
somebody's got to work. Yeah, exactly.
For those of you that don't know, Tisha and I actually work together.
Yeah.
I know we sound like lesbi friends, but we're not together. We always say that. I have a new crush. She's in the room. Melissa's
and I'm
here.
Out.
Yeah.
And I'm weirdly jealous.
Yeah.
I don't like Melissa. No, I do. But I am a little jealous. I act like I don't.
I know you do
want
like
your
it.
Lesbian energy affections.
You like
but
it, though.
I do. Yeah.
I know you do.
I know.
Do you get jealous when I have a new friend?
No, I just get like, oh, here we go, you know?
All right, let's talk about trend. Okay.
But I don't stop giving the lesbian energy to me, you know? Like you said, it gives me like extra confidence, you know? Like I could do anything.
She made me think I could do it.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Bodyguard?
Bodyguard, yeah.
It's behind every man is like a woman that believes in him. It's like behind every girl is like her.
I believe that though. You are like the wind beneath my wings.
Oh, it's
I'm serious
weird.
though. You make me think I can do anything.
Yeah. Oh, well,
it's
good.
getting sentimental now.
Yeah.
I feel different.
Yeah.
But anyways, last week when you were talking about petting my kitty, it was so weird listening to that. When I was driving, I thought it was the funniest thing though. I would never let you do that.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. No.
Kind of.
No, you do.
No, I don't. I don't. But let's talk about trending topics. I can't get enough of Paige DeSorbo. For those of you that don't care about her, I'm going to stop talking about it after this week.
Soon.
I hope so. I'm calling Tisha mad about it.
I hope so too.
We have like work things that are we're realtors.
No, yeah. I called her last night to talk about like actual work stuff, like important, time sensitive work.
Very important.
And she's like, well, can you believe Paige in the Super Bowl? And that hotel room was weird. And I was like, wait a minute. No, like these are real people's lives.
It was weird though. I shared it on the Jerking Around Instagram. Like, first of all, taking a picture in a hotel room with the bed of mess behind you. Ugh.
And there was like two twin beds. So I'm like, why are they staying in a room with two?
They were fulls, weren't they?
Yeah, but why don't you get a king?
Supposedly it was her room that he was just spending a lot of time in my deep dive on Instagram. Gotcha. But anyway, Paige DeSorbo from Summer House. Summer House is coming out this week. It starts. And she supposedly didn't cheat on Craig, blah, blah, blah. But I think she had an emotional feelings for someone else. And that's why they got out. That's what we keep saying. No girl leaves just because.
And he went on.
Watch What Happens Live, which is a show on Bravo, and said really some great things, though. He said that quote was so sad. My favorite person in the universe is now a lesson.
Right.
Is that how you felt about your high school boyfriend?
I feel like that's very relatable.
It is relatable.
I feel like all my favorite people were lessons.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And it's like the way he worded it.
Yeah.
Is that how you feel about?
No, I do feel like,
yeah.
I do feel like they were all lessons.
Oh,
you
totally.
know?
Yeah.
So I do think that's actually a really profound thing from Craig. Yeah.
No, he was actually really good. Do you think that you can stay friends with an ex? This is the topic everybody wants to know.
No.
Really?
No.
So Paige said that years ago on a podcast. She doesn't believe in being friends with an ex. I feel like you're friends with one, but he wasn't a real ex. It was a secret closet.
Oh my God. No, that was not, no. It was like, oh, you know, no, be quiet. So anyways, yes, but
you didn't have a relationship. You just had a,
exactly. No one, I don't know anyone that has a close relationship with an ex that they were in a relationship with. If you're married, like if you're single, maybe, but once you get married, I don't think you really stay
friends.
I don't have like a lot of guy friends.
Do you think you still, which I think is normal. I don't think it's appropriate when you're married to have guy friends.
Yeah, it's not appropriate at all.
But I have I have one.
Who?
Drew.
Oh, yeah.
He, I feel like, is a good friend.
But he's friends with Kyle, too.
Yeah.
It's like a family friend.
But, so many family friends cheat. The groups. They're all best friends.
Yeah.
Then one night, they're drinking, just like the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yeah.
They all were hanging out. Then the guy looks at the girl. Then behind the scenes.
Yeah. Well,
Shirley's
you had that happen to you younger.
No, this is wrong.
Sorry.
And that's defamation. And you didn't even say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. No, but do you think that you still love them forever? Like, I would say I think I'd still love all my exes. Like, I wouldn't want them.
I wouldn't want something bad to happen to them, but, like, I mean, kind feelings. I don't think love.
Really? You wouldn't say, I love you, Wooshie?
No.
Tisha's ex-boyfriend used to call her Wooshie, because that's cool.
It was Tishi, Weeshi, Wooshy, Woo, and it got shortened to Wooshie. And that's where, like, I feel like
I never knew this. I'm so concerned.
I feel like that's where the baby talk originated. Wait, I feel like I even baby talked in high school, and it originated.
Say that again.
But I do think high school loves are real.
Time out. I need to hear about that. Yeah, can you say that whole thing?
Tishi, Weeshi, Wooshy, Woo. It's like Sally sells seashells,
Why did this ever come up? I can't believe this is going on. Yeah. I feel like this is an out-of-body.
And then it got shortened to Wooshie.
Why would he say that to you? Like, did you start with...
No, because
Bonnie, Pawnee, Sawney,
No,
Nani.
because I must attract men that baby talk. Because I baby talk. I don't know. I'm a baby talker. Like, I need to go to, like, Baby Talkers Anonymous. Like a support
I think it's
group.
so weird. I don't baby talk whatsoever. Mm-mm. Do you baby talk to your kids? Mommy's girl.
Yeah. I baby talk to your kids,
But in the bedroom, do you baby talk?
No, we've already had this. Stop it. You're being naughty today. She's in a feisty mood.
I am. I'm in a grouchy mood. So then I'm either really rude or really funny.
Yeah, no. But I do think, what were we saying?
I know, it was good. What did you just say?
No, I said I think, so high school loves. Like,
I think it's real.
Everyone's always like.
They minimize it. It's so annoying.
Like, you'll meet the one later. I think it's different later. But I do think that first love, whether it's high school or college, whenever you have it.
And it's not just the first.
No, it's the first love. It's very deep. It's almost like you're so gross. It's almost like you're so, like, pure. Innocent. Yes. Yeah. That I think you love so, like, openly and, like, without holding back.
Yeah, or games.
Yes. And you're kind of just, like.
Your purest self.
Yes.
Totally. I completely agree. My first love was 3 years, and it was, like, real.
Mine was 5, and it was so real. Like, 100%.
Remember 5 years, 1 day?
Yeah.
What would we say?
I don't remember.
New bed, new you or something?
I don't know.
But no, I remember, like, my first boyfriend, falling in love with him. I was in 8th grade. And I remember how consuming it was.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even have that feeling when you're older.
Right.
It's, like, different.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you don't have all those games. You haven't been hurt.
Right.
That's, like, why with my kids, I'm like, I don't know if I want you to have all these relationships before the one. Because Kyle, my husband, he didn't have, like, serious relationships.
Yeah.
So, like, he loves like that, like, more pure.
Right.
Well, he started like that.
Yeah.
Now, like, it's different.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like he had any baggage.
No.
And I feel like I have baggage from being hurt in the past.
Yeah, I'm fine if my kids don't have baggage.
Well, sometimes I'm like going to show him, and I'm not really showing him. I'm showing the guy that left me on the freeway.
He's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and I'm like, I am not putting up with this. And he's like,
I'm never putting up with anything.
Yeah.
Ben's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I just made your coffee. I'm like, I'm not doing this with you, He's like, I just put gas in your car,
Yeah, totally. I feel like it is so pure. I think parents always minimize it. Like, you're fine. Well, we've gotten a lot of listeners from last week. Thank you to those. A lot of people have shared. They've reached out to us.
Yeah.
Tisha's not even talking about quitting this week, so thank you for that. But
yeah, things have really turned a corner.
They do give us advice, and it's kind of cool. So we talked about last week how our, daughters are grouchy in 8th grade, and it's going through. And Maddie's, Tisha doesn't want to talk about her kids because she doesn't want them to be affected, but I'm more fine with it. It's just what's going on in our life.
I'm just respecting their privacy.
That's nice.
More so on the social media. Yeah. I guess it's fine on the podcast.
But Maddie's a little grouchy right now, too, like in the last couple weeks. But I think it's easy as parents to be like, nothing in your life is that important. But we also need to, like, remember at that time, it was so important. There was nothing about it that was not so important. You know what I mean? Like, I think we forget that. Like, to them, this is everything.
Right.
Like, we're going to nationals this week for cheer, and Maddie's on my team. And she's, like, so stressed about it. And I'm like, it's not, you've done 50 travel trips.
It's no big deal.
But I have to remember, to us, back then, it was everything.
Right.
So be nicer to your kids. Yeah, all of you.
Totally.
But anyways, first loves, Paige, Craig.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're talking about is Paige.
Yeah, I think she's moving on really quick. And like another thing I'm bugged about, and then I'm going to move on. With Craig, she always says that she was a homebody. And now she's going out with leather pants.
Yeah. Well, I know. It's very different.
It's very
different. Like Kourtney Kardashian vibes. Like,
yeah, like the guy has tattoos. Now she's hard because he's hard.
Yeah, and it's like what's
deep.
going on? It's so different.
Yeah,
you know?
It's probably deep.
Yeah.
It's weird, though.
The deep is weird. What are we talking about? What's deep?
Yeah, maybe. Why do you start dressing hard just because you're dating a guy that...
Right.
Kourtney totally started wearing chains. I'm like, you never wore change.
I know. I feel like when I met Ben, I dressed the same.
Yeah.
You know?
But
I feel like you dressed better when you met Kyle.
Well, Kyle has good style.
Yeah, he's a good
dresser.
dresser.
No, but like you with your ex with the bangs, it wasn't, you were trying to dress like Cholo.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no. Like, I don't.
I've seen people do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like you were. Is Cholo not right?
I don't think it's right, yeah.
So we should edit that
Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to just maybe not a clip. Anything about the clip, I'm paranoid. It has to be so not controversial.
Yeah, but you do change, I guess. When you're dating someone, you change. I was writing a book with my ex. He was going to be a doctor. I was like, I'll be a doctor. And I couldn't even pass my food handler's
I was like,
card.
I'll make tacos. And I made really good tacos. And I still do.
Yeah, and you say tortilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, we have a lot of friends that date, or are married to people of, different authenticities. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
And you would think, our friends, I would think they were Mexican. And they're not.
Oh, because they kind of take on. Yeah.
And, my mom thinks she's Italian, but it's only by injection.
Yeah. It's like
not
you
real.
take on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, totally. The culture. Yeah.
Yeah, you do take on the culture. What would you be then from
I'm
all
like,
your
what's
injections?
Ben's culture? I have gotten cleaner,
Yeah, you're way cleaner, way more type A.
Yeah.
Okay, so Paige. Anyways, I just think if you're going to do something, be honest. But Tisha's now sticking up for celebrities.
Yes.
Because we got, our trending video.
She was mad because Paige's whole MO is I don't care. I do what I want. I don't care what people think. But I said, when you have the whole internet and the whole world critiquing and calling you a horrible cheater, it's normal to not want to share that and stick up for yourself.
Totally.
Now that
you've lived in we have our
that's
trending
what she goes.
video.
She goes, do you identify with her? I'm like, kind of.
Well, it's kind of a lot of views at this point. It's getting weird.
Yeah.
It's it's a lot of views.
Yeah,
for just
every
an
time I
Sally.
see that come across my screen, yelling at me, I'm like, no, I swear I'm a nice person.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
So.
The Super Bowl is this weekend. We actually watched it together. Shocking. I'm going to be watching it with Melissa next time.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, we watched it together with our families. It was actually a really nice night.
Yeah, that was
it was calm and fun, but Taylor Swift, there's a lot of talk about, I think it went away now that the Eagles won, but I remembered what I was going to tell you. Earlier in the day, they were, and it's on Instagram. It could have been AI or whatever. I don't know. But they were putting wood up at Amazon headquarters in Philadelphia. And the caption was, proof that Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl because they're already protecting Amazon in Philly for when they win. And it was weird. When they won, they took over the streets in Philly. In a bad way.
Looting?
Yes.
Because they won?
Supposedly on Instagram. But there's them all on the freeway. And it was who vandalizes your own town when you win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, shouldn't you be celebrating?
Yeah, but I think maybe they got too crazy.
Yeah,
Things got you in college.
Yeah, I'm when breaking windows.
Yeah. Remember when you wore the corset?
I do.
Have we talked about that on here?
No, I don't think so.
Tisha went through a phase where she thought she was Sex in the City. Carrie?
I think every girl went through that phase.
I never wore a corset.
Thank you. Yeah, Melissa did too.
I never wore my bra.
She's still doing it. Look how great she looks.
Melissa is so cute. But
the cutest person.
Tisha went to the bar with her bra outside of her shirt.
I know.
Remember that?
I know.
And people were like, your bra's outside.
And I was like, it's the style. And it wasn't. I don't live in New York. And I'm not Carrie.
It was at Santisi Brothers.
Yeah. It was at Walgreens. No.
It was in this restaurant bar I used to work at.
Yeah,
but it's
not the vibe.
It's not in Scottsdale.
Scottsdale would be more normal. No.
Yeah. It's in Phoenix.
It was West Side.
Yeah, this little bar, sports bar. She's wearing her bra outside of her shirt.
I had such problems.
I know.
But
we all did.
No, and then I wore, I remember one time on.
Remember the trench coat?
Well, yeah, I was just going to say, I remember on New Year's one. This is horrible. My kids can never, ever, my daughter especially, I hope she never does this. I wore underwear with a fur coat, like to New Year's Eve. Like,
weren't they like clear?
It was lace.
Yeah.
But like, you know, the boy short.
Did you have it like open?
It was the boy.
You were being Britney. Britney did that.
I was whacked, but I wore boy short underwear, lace,
white,
pink, and a pink bra that matched. Just underwear, just fully underwear, and then I wore a fur coat over because it was
color
cold.
Was the fur?
It was like white and gray. I think I got it like Burlington Coat Factory. It was like, you know, a big splurge for me at that time.
A cute outfit.
Yeah, and I had boots. I remember it to this day.
Did you that night?
No, but I remember we were on a party bus. I was dancing. Like, I have some memories from it, but I was like, what? Like, I probably look like such a hoe.
Well, yeah.
And I was with my boyfriend at the time, so I wasn't.
Who was your boyfriend?
Whooshy. I was.
Oh, really?
No, I think it was after that, actually. But no, I think we still went with them.
Oh.
I don't remember.
Do you think, we talk about this a lot, Tisha and I both had a wild stage. Do you think, now that I'm raising my kids, I'm like, I would prefer they don't have that wild stage. But do you think that that's important to go through that? Like, in order to get, because who was I just talking to? They're dating like a nice guy, and they weren't attracted to the nice guy. On the phone with somebody.
Is it an adult or a kid?
I feel like it had to have been a kid maybe, because I feel like no one we know is dating.
Yeah.
But I was like, you don't like the nice guy until you get screwed over by the wrong guy. Mm-hmm. You know, like
But some girls do.
They marry the bad guy?
No, they like the nice guy right away.
Who?
Like Riley.
Yeah. He wasn't like, yeah, you're right. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Riley's
I'm sure some of
my cousin Riley met her boyfriend freshman year of high school. He was a junior, and they dated for 7 years. They waited till they were married, and they just recently got married. And they both went away to college. I tell people all the time, the reason they made it is because they didn't consume each other. Like, they both got to live their own life and stay together. They always trusted each other.
Yeah.
They like got to go
like very healthy.
Yeah. Whereas like sometimes in high school, what I'm seeing, now that I'm like back around that age group, some people date and it's consuming. They're not allowed to go out with their friends. They're not allowed to do their own thing. And I don't think relationships work with that. But yeah, I don't know.
Or like Casey.
Yeah. No, but she had others before. Let's stop saying everyone's name, would ya?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Gosh,
we can bleep the names out.
Well, we're not going to edit it. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know. I just don't think I'd be the same person I was. My cousin, we went to Vegas this weekend, and my cousin who lives in North Carolina was there. And his daughter's now 21 and 22, 23. And we were talking about raising kids. And he was being really awesome with Kyle and I. And he's like, it gets hard, but they're going to be better than you think. And him and his wife, he was the more strict one. And his wife, my cousin, is more laid back. And I feel like her and I raise our kids very similar. They got really good grades. They were really good. But we would go to New Jersey. We'd go to the Shore House in the summers, which we still do. And like before their kids were 21, they'd give them like the alcohol popsicle.
Yeah.
You know? And I remember Kyle, my husband, he's by the book.
Yeah.
And he's like, they're not 21 and they're having the alcohol popsicle.
Right.
And I was like, Kyle, they're not our kids. Like,
yeah, who cares?
But now that it's been years, they were young. They were like way younger. Now that it's been years, they're not really that into drinking. So I'm like, did the alcohol popsicle like help make it less forbidden?
Yeah.
So are you going to let your kids drink right now?
No.
No, just
I'm all what? No, gosh.
But did your parents ever let you have a sip?
I feel like they did.
Yeah, mine did. It wasn't like forbidden.
Yeah, but I still feel
but
like...
I didn't have the parties where everybody could come drink at my house and go in the bedrooms.
Yeah.
Like you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
That's
deep.
No, gosh. No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I think there's something too, if you don't go wild, I don't know. I feel like because I had those stages of like going away for spring break, like we went to Lake Havasu, that was a horrible idea. We went to Vegas, we were talking about it this weekend because I almost got taken at a hotel. I had to call Kyle and these 5 guys were chasing, like on me, hiding. It was a whole thing. And this is the second time we've had an incident in Vegas. But I remember once I went to Vegas for my 21st birthday and a bunch of girls, like one time.
We went to Vegas all the time. It was very unsafe.
Very unsafe.
Yeah.
And we were not in the right frame of mind. Like we would hang out with all different people.
Yeah.
We went to Lake Havasu for spring break and we didn't have a boat.
Neither did we. And we just got on a random boat.
Random people's boats. Like, why would we go there without a boat?
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Like, they could kill us.
Yeah.
I know.
We were on boats all day.
I know.
Like, it's horrible.
I know.
And you were wearing
I feel
your
like
underwear.
times are different. Exactly.
With a trench coat.
Who knows what I was wearing there?
But I do
Pasties
think.
probably.
Oh, did you wear those?
I think so. and they don't stick in water. Just putting it out there, PSA for all the kids. They don't stick in water.
Wait, so you jumped in the thing and then whoop?
Yeah, Megan and I.
What'd you do? Did someone throw you your bathing suit?
No, they were selling pasties out there. There's out there where they tie up the boats and everyone's tied up. Melissa's nodding. She's probably done it. See? And then it was like, oh, pasties. And it was.
So you just sticked them on and took off your top?
So we just did pasties. And then it was like, oh, we're swimming. And then it was like, where's the pasties? The pasties are floating in the water. It's just like.
But do you, So I don't know, because I feel like I sowed my oats, or what is it called?
Yeah, like sowed your wild oats.
Yeah, like Kyle and I.
I don't think you need to do that. I think it's based on.
I could watch a movie every Friday and Saturday night at home with him and be happy.
Yeah.
Like I don't have any will for like the wildlife.
Yeah.
Almost sometimes where I'm like kind of annoyed, like I wish but we do. We like to get a party bus and have a fun night once a year.
I think it's based on personality. I don't think you have to go through the wild phase. Yeah. I think you can be happy without it.
If any of your kids were caught drinking in high school, would you lose it?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. You wouldn't?
I don't know. Like I was a good kid, and we drank Boone's Farm once, and we thought we were drunk, and I think we were all faking it.
Oh yeah.
Because like I don't think you get that drunk off a little Boone's Farm.
Yeah, we were pretty good in high school because I feel like.
But we did that. Mm-hmm. Don't tell our kids, but we did, and that's really bad. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like college more was where I started. Like. To drink regularly.
Yeah, I didn't drink regular in high school, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
One night didn't start a whole thing. And I only drank because I was depressed because I blew out my knee, gained some weight, felt left out. So then I started drinking to fit in. And then my confidence went to crap.
Yeah.
Like I was a freshman in college that didn't drink, that went to parties, and all the guys, like I felt like I got a lot of attention from that because I was different. Like why didn't I want to drink? They were very intrigued. And I had a boyfriend, so I think you have like a not needy vibe. Yeah. When you're like, have a boyfriend.
Totally.
I didn't have to drink. And I swear, all the guys.
Yeah, I feel like the guys were wanting me too in high school or in college because I had a boyfriend. And I was like, drink. now.
Yes. So then we break up and I'm thinking.
I'm like, here it is. Yeah. And then they're like.
And nobody will.
I'm all, hello? You know?
Every line. No, I know. I thought when we broke up, I'm like, this idiot.
now accepting applications. And then there's no one. Oh, okay. You know?
That's what I thought would happen to Paige. Yeah. DeSorbo, and it didn't. She's locked up with the tattoo guy.
I'm not into that guy though.
Something's weird.
It's just like, yeah. I mean, different strokes for different folks, but.
Speaking of strokes.
She looks great though.
She always looks good. Though.
Yeah.
That's not new. Okay, moving on. The Super Bowl being rigged. Do you think this is a real thing? Have you heard all this talk? That the refs were paid?
I think stuff is
rigged,
but I don't really care or know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You just care about the planes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If the planes stay in the air, that's all I care about.
We were talking about it on the way here because we try to kind of outline what we're talking about, but I wasn't very good at it today. But we did talk about it. It was pretty cool how God was glorified so much in the Super Bowl.
I did like that.
And I do feel like lately, I feel like before, even watching Maddie and her friends, like we have a really close church to us called CCV, Christ Church of the Valley. And everybody in our like little pocket goes there, like a lot in North Peoria go there. And it's like, it's weird. It's like a cool thing.
Yeah, like it's cool to go.
Yeah, because I grew up going to youth group and it wasn't cool.
Oh, no, Ken wants to stay there all night. I'm like, get home. It's 8:30 at night.
Hudson doesn't want to go out of town because she wants to go to church.
Right, which is really
cool. It's so cool. I feel like, is God trending?
Yeah.
I feel like it is.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like things went so south that I feel like we're trending the other way.
Turning back.
Yeah, and we're going back to like, it's good to be good.
Totally. It is good to be good.
For real.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I feel like I've always felt like that, but yeah, like society, it was good to be bad.
You just said you had a trench coat and pink underwear on.
No.
Was it good to be good then?
In adult life, I mean, you know?
Yeah, I have always been a Christian.
Like I always try to tell my kids, like, it's cool to be good, but, you know, now I feel like they're seeing that. Like like it's popular to have a Bible verse in your Instagram bio.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it is. It's kind of weird, though, because people talk so much about this generation.
Yeah.
And I feel like this generation's way better than we were.
Well, they talked about it at church did you go this weekend?
No, thank you for rubbing it in my face.
We went, some of us go to church and some of us don't. No.
Yeah. I was in Vegas gambling.
We haven't been for a few weeks. And so we went, and it was really good. So it was like the walkover service, and it had all the junior high kids in the front. And during the worship, they were just like going crazy. And then when the pastor got up, he talked about the people say like the kids are the future of the church. And he's like, no, you're not the future. You're the present. Like we could learn from you how to worship. We could learn from you how to celebrate God and all that stuff. It was really cool. But they interviewed a football player from the Chiefs on Saturday, because I think it was ahead of the game, trying to like tie it in, and it was Swayze Bozeman. Have you heard of him? So I hadn't heard of him either. And he talked about his journey. He is like a very vocal Christian and uses his platform to talk about Jesus. And they interviewed him at church, and it was really cool because he talked about after high school he had no offers, and he just walked on as just got on the practice team of the Chiefs. And then,
really?
Yes. And then he got promoted or whatever, put in, and now he's playing in the Super Bowl. But they talked about his story, and because he wasn't like the star, you know, he didn't get drafted, which was his dream. So anyways, they were interviewing him, and they said like, where have you, I'm probably going to get it wrong, allegedly, no.
Yeah.
But like people who saw church know, but they talked about like, how has your faith, like, how has not getting what you wanted right out the gate been like the best thing for you?
Oh, I love that.
It was so good. And he talked about,
me the chills.
Yes. And he said, you know, my plan was to get drafted right out of high school. And he's like, and when that didn't happen, he was like, or college maybe.
College, I think.
Yeah. And he was like, when that didn't happen, I was able to he went somewhere to college maybe, and then he met all these people, and like he's got to see so many people come to Jesus, and he has all these experiences of like faith and
showing God, seeing God,
and all those experiences that he never would have had if he got drafted. And he's like, that is way more important to me than, and like God put him on that path. And it was just so good how like not getting what you want is actually the best thing. It was so good.
That is so good.
Anyways, it was just really cool. And how through his story, and he talked about how he's had like so many injuries and all this stuff, and how God just used his whole story. And then now he's playing in the Super Bowl. Now he's getting the attention. Yeah. And it was God's just timing. Really cool. Yeah.
I love that, because sometimes I think some of my best stories are when I didn't get what I wanted.
Totally.
And it wasn't in my time, it was in his. Mm-hmm. But it's so hard. You learn so much about yourself through your adversities. And we were talking about this in the car, actually, like how when you work through things as an adult, even it's natural. I feel like as an adult, we have more control. And we talk about this all the time. You and I are both kind of controlling, one more than others. But it's hard to like remember that sometimes when things don't go your way, it's actually, we talked about this on the podcast recently because I was listening, the detour takes you where you wanted. And like sometimes we forget, and we forget with our kids, like when we see our kids struggle, that detour is actually going to be something that could be a part of their testimony later.
Like as a parent, if you saw your kid whose dream was to get drafted and they did it, you'd be devastated. Not like, this is a great opportunity to know Jesus. But if we had that attitude, it'd be like, so life-changing, you know?
Yeah, we've been talking in real life, because we talk a lot. It's weird. But we are going to nationals this week. I'm just telling you what's going on in my life. Yeah. And speaking of learning from the younger generations, a coach that coaches with me, so there's 2 varsity coaches and a JV coach and 2 freshman coaches, and everybody's a Christian, which is pretty cool for us to get to work together and have the same values. And we're at a public school. Don't fire us for this. But the younger one, Marky, who coaches with me, she's an assistant coach. She's like 25, 26, and I'm 43. So that's quite, almost 20-year difference.
Like you have a lot more life
And I'm like pretty
experience.
Strong in my faith. I don't feel like you've known me forever. I don't waver very easily. But this whole journey has been such a lesson for me. Like she pushes me on my faith so much. And again, like you said, the future generation, she's way younger than me, has way less experiences, so-and-so, but like she's challenging my faith so much. It's crazy that I never thought like a coaching position would be so spiritual for me.
Right.
But I don't know if I've told this story on here, but we've talked about it. Marky coaches fully with God is the center. And like in a way in a public school that it's like, ooh, like we joked this week we had a showcase and all the teams got together and prayed before. And the whole rest of the night, Marky and I were like, we loved coaching at Liberty.
Like
it's
the
been a
parent
good
calls.
run.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a good run. This is our exit, where we get fired, and we did it his way. But Marky prays the whole time. Like I watch her coach and I watch her team, and she wasn't given maybe the most talented team from the get-go. There's a lot of talent, but it's not like who they were in the beginning was who they were at the end.
Right.
And I'm trained to work, hustle, never give up, like the traditional way of doing things, like kind of like our parents, in the factory and the farm, like you have to battle for it. You can't miss a day of work. You can't enjoy a vacation. Like that's kind of Kyle and I's mentality, right? And Marky's in this next generation, and she's actually teaching us to like be different. Like you don't have to go about it that way. But anyways, through her faith, she just prays and prays, and they win. They win like everything. Yeah. It's crazy. But it's not coaching in the way that we've been coached or that I believe a champion coaches. It's different. But like she does it because he's at the center. So as we're going into our nationals this week, I'm really trying to like keep God in the center. And it's really weird for me because I feel like he's in the center of everything for me. But this area is so hard for me. Yeah. And I don't know if it's because the way I was taught it wasn't so, we had faith. Like our experiences, and I'm not going to get in trouble for saying anything about high school cheer, but our coach was amazing. And she was the best experience of our life. Yeah. And there was a faith behind it, but it wasn't like, God.
Yes.
It was like a faith. There was an undertone of it.
Yes.
It was very good for us in that way, but like this is different. It's crazy. And I hope that, she's teaching me to pray that they see him through this. Yes. That it's not about the win, but the win be, and I've prayed that before, like, God, show them you through this in all these different areas. But it's so weird that I'm having the hardest time, like, trusting that he will. Mm-hmm. And you were with me. We were on a cheer trip, and I talked to her the day of state. And she said, Crystal, today I decided he will. You heard her. Yeah. And I was like, okay, Marky, like, it's sometimes like, wow, okay. Yeah. She's like, no, I've decided he's not will he will. Yeah. Hours later, he did. Yeah. Like, and it was David and Goliath who they were going against. Yeah. And she did it, but she never questioned him. Yeah. That's and really I've done that in so many other areas of my life. Like I've told people, when you go to the grocery store, that door is going to open. We don't take it slow. You might, because you don't listen to Google Maps, but neither does Kyle. But like, you walk knowing that door is going to open. Right. But like, why sometimes do we trust that he's not going to open the door? I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah. Why don't we just trust that his will be done? Yeah. And when it doesn't work out, it is still working out. Yeah. Yeah. Because he showed, and Marky said, you got to look at the past. And when I look at the past, he's always showed up. Mm-hmm. And even in the pivots or the detours, it was still his plan. Yeah. But I think the world, especially with what we consume, especially me, with all my Instagram garbage, I think sometimes it makes you question him. Yeah, that's what that guy said too. Really? So he said, I forget the question they asked him, and he said, garbage in, garbage out. He said, I'm really like cognizant of what I put in my body, what I consume, like what I watch, what I listen to, like music. It was really interesting. Garbage in, garbage out. Yeah. That's good. It was so good. Well, I did that when I did 75 Hard. Mm-hmm. The first book I read, Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life. Yeah. Such a good book. I read it twice. I think I'm going to read it a third time, but it's very about the mind. And we've talked about this, not the manifesting, but like what you believe, what you consume, and even in your environment, when you have negative people around you, how much it affects you. Right. So I feel like I did a pretty good job of like cleaning that up. I stopped watching reality TV as much. Yeah. I stopped being on Instagram as much. Yeah. And I was careful who I had conversations with, what I put in, and I felt so much better. Yeah. And now I'm back to the garbage. Well, the Summer House is this week. My 16-year-old was sitting next to me, CJ, and so like when he said that, I'm because the music nowadays is like bad. SZA. It's horrible. All of it. It's garbage. Speaking of the halftime show, was it good? I thought it was okay. I think I'm getting old because I was like, what's going on? Yeah. Yeah. When I was young, I Kissed a Girl was a cool song. Mm-hmm. And my dad... I remember that. Yeah. And we would all sing it. We didn't know what we were singing. Yeah. And, you do kiss a lot of girls. Yeah. And, I mean, a couple, but... Yeah. Stop trying again. But my dad took the cassette and threw it out the window. And I'm like, now that song's pure. Like, it's not even bad. I know. But that one song you liked, the How Many Licks? No, this is so dumb. Stop it. No, but I did listen to... I don't know, Too Short, if people remember Too Short. That was your song. Me and Felicia, Yes, you love that garbage. It was like, Tina, the cleaner. But you weren't like picturing doing it when you were singing, were you?
No, but we
Wooshy
were like,
woo woo?
no, but we like thought it was cool to know all the words. And now when I'm like, that was disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, it's not okay.
Did you and your wooshy woo boyfriend listen to that song in the bedroom?
Yeah, he listened to a lot of rap music. So I do feel like remember how we said people become? I was very like, I'm like a thug.
Yeah.
I did. I listened to like rap all the time and like.
Really?
Yeah, totally.
That's different.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Anyways, the detours. There was something else we were going to talk about with that. The faith. So we're going to nationals this week. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to see what, we can do. But even in still, it's like his plan. I don't know. And it's weird. Like, even with our kids, why is it so hard sometimes to watch them struggle? Like, you don't want to talk about this story, but can you tell that you made your son do something and now he's liking it? Please.
Oh, yeah, that happens all the time. Yeah.
Tell the story, please.
Oh, yeah. He didn't want to do track.
Why did you want him to? Because I think it's relatable. He was home doing what?
Well, so he goes hard in football season, and he's doing great, and he, like, loves it. And then when football season's over, there's a lot of, like, and he'll work out, go to the gym with Ben, but that's, like, for 1 hour. And
in football season, especially at our school.
Yes.
It's they're state champions, so they're 7 to 7. They're there 7 to 7.
Yeah.
Every single day. They're that disciplined.
He gets home at 8 o'clock. Yeah. And so I noticed, like, even during that period, his grades were good. He had no missing assignments. So then football ends, and then he's coming home, and then he's like
watching his phone.
And he's playing video games, and then he's grouchy.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, you're going to do track, because a lot of the football players do track, especially for his position. To get faster is beneficial. And we were like, why are we going to pay for a trainer? Because he was like, well, can I get a trainer? I'm like, well, the track is free.
Yeah.
Let's do the free sport and not mom and dad paying $1 million trainer.
Why do you think he didn't want to?
I think because he didn't know what to expect. I think that's natural. You're scared and nervous. And I mean, I think a lot of people don't want to I don't want to go to the gym, when you're just kind of like, I don't want to do that, Yeah. And I don't think he knew what to expect. He didn't really know anybody specifically that he was close with doing it. So he was kind of just like, so we made him go to the meeting, and he's like, yeah, I just can't see myself, running track. I'm like, oh, well, I can see you very clearly. I'm all, here's some glass cleaner. Clean those glasses. You're going, Like,
that's what he said. Yeah, they manipulate us.
Yeah, I can't see myself. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I see it clear as day, I'm like, my eyes are wide open. I see it, and it's glorious. So, yeah, we made him do it. He wasn't happy.
So the first day, what did he think?
Oh, the first day he comes home, and he's like, huh. And we make him do a lot of things. We made him do wrestling. We're just like that, those parents. Yeah. And so he comes home the first day, and I pick him up, and he's like, huh. And I'm like, oh, hey, honey, how was track? And he's like, like grouch. I'm like, oh, okay. So he's like, I don't know. I didn't like it. And then Ben comes home. Ben's asking him the same thing. I didn't like it. And then Ben's like, oh, did you like it better than, but it was better than wrestling, right? Like, because he didn't like wrestling. We made him do it. And he's like, no, actually, I liked wrestling better. I was like, oh, well, you could do wrestling. And then he was like, oh, But, and he didn't like it better than wrestling. I think, and then I just told him, I said, we love you. We're not trying to ruin your life. We just think that this would be really good. And instead of looking at it as track and doing a sport you don't want to do, why don't you look at it as football training? Because he loves training for football.
Right.
So I'm like, look at it as an opportunity to make you better for football. And then I do feel
what happened on the second day?
So the second day I picked him up, and he's all chipper talking to someone as I pick him up, and he's like, yeah, hey, say yeah, He's like, yeah, I want to race today. I'm like, what the,
And he was all happy.
Yeah, so he's been in a good mood ever since.
It's
Don't
crazy,
make
though.
this a clip, but yeah.
It's crazy, though, those experiences. Like, we all are like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do things all the time.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't listen to him, because he was like in tears about making him do it. He was so mad.
Yeah, and our girls even, they had cheer tryouts. They have cheer tryouts right now. It's really adding a lot to my mornings, though. I have 2 kids that are supposed to be at school at the same time. I'm like a chicken with my head cut off.
Well, and Ken's like me. She's not a morning person. I'm going to be like, Ben, make her coffee. Like, she's got to do her cities and her coffee. Cities, you know?
Wooshy woo?
Yeah. But no, she is not a morning person.
Will you explain what cities is?
We've talked about cities.
No one knows what cities is.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're talking about a Phoenix.
Phoenix?
Cities. Cities.
Oh, cities. No.
Yeah, to you it's normal.
Oh,
it's not normal to us.
Sit with an IES. Melissa doesn't know. We add an IES to everything in my house.
Because that's cool.
Yeah, Dewey's is doing it,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Palmies.
Fingies.
No. Oh.
I don't do fingies. That's your bag. Not into that. Okay. I'm not into the finger.
Okay.
Anyways, so she's getting a chuckle. No.
Cities. What is cities?
Cities is my mornings consist of coffees and cities. I sit, I read my devotional, I scroll Instagram, I drink my coffee. I do not like to be bothered. I need my morning routine of waking up.
So what does Ben do while you're doing cities?
He is making coffees, he's waking kids up, he's driving CJ to school, he's making breakfast. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but I'm sitting. No. So I like to sit because I'm just not a morning person.
Yeah, I get it.
He wakes up and he's ready to conquer the day.
Yeah, that's just Ben.
Yeah. So anyways, Ken is like me. So waking her up for this morning is so rough. I dread it as I'm walking down there. It's like I'm marching to I don't know, my
Hunger Games.
Oh, it's awful. She's so nasty,
Yeah.
She's like, and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm real quick about it. I turn the sound machine off, turn the light on. I try to get out of there without her seeing me. And then she's like, what? And I'm, oh, she's nasty.
But they both didn't want to try out for cheer.
Yeah.
They told us they were going to do basketball, which we think they were manipulating us.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
So I fell right for it. I'm all, okay, get your basketball,
Yeah. So we're at the Super Bowl at my house, and they tell us cheer tryouts in the morning. They do all-star cheer. Yeah. So when there's cheer at the school, why aren't we doing cheer at the school? It's fun.
Yeah.
Go to the games. It's not a lot of pressure, what they're used to. So they're both manipulating us, telling us they want to be basketball players. Well, our school's basketball team is actually really good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think they're going to play. And they have to miss 2 practices a week.
Yeah, the coach isn't okay with that.
Yeah. So the night before, we start dancing with the idea that we're going to make them try out for cheer. And they know we're going to make them means it's probably going to happen.
It's happening.
So lo and behold, Maddie, my oldest, came home and talked to your daughter. We got him pretty easily to agree. They were just going to go the first day. Mm-hmm. And now, Hudson's setting her alarm, all excited.
Oh, not
it's just
at our
the typical.
House. Yeah.
But making them do what they don't want to do, all of us. Our high school coach taught us discipline is doing what you don't want to do when you don't want to do it.
I'm going to tell Ben that when he's doing the laundry.
This
is discipline, honey.
Fingies might be a discipline for you. Even though you don't want to do it, just try it.
I'm not doing it. Yeah. I'm not I'm not even going to say high school because that's wrong. But,
Did you do that in high school?
No.
You did that with the trench coat on 100%.
I did the trench coat when I was 21.
And that's okay.
Well, no, I didn't do that, but no. But I'm married. I'm not getting fingies. It's just I don't want to.
I know, but why? Because you're married. Does the fun stop? It should be the most fun.
It's not fun. It's ouch. It's get the real thing going. I don't want the finger. It's what's going on? I just, no.
If that hurts, how's the other thing go in?
I know, right? No, I'm just let's get to the point. I'm not all for the, let's get it going. I got things to do, people to see,
Yeah, no.
Crystal wants this experience,
yeah,
It's not a 4-course meal at your house it is. It's you got the dessert, she's like, Kyle wants to try the whipped cream. I'm like, what the hell is going on over there?
I don't try that, but I mean,
yeah.
Never say never.
Yeah.
But also, to the women.
At a fast food restaurant.
You are still freaky. Ben said you guys were crazy this weekend. Freaky. He said, and you call each other a bad girl. They're over our house. And they're saying you were a bad girl. And I'm like,
bad mommy.
Yeah, bad mommy. It's, be a bad girl. Don't be a bad mommy. It's a oxymoron. The word mommy makes me not want to spank someone.
I can't believe this. Poor Ben, his clients, I hope no one listens. It's awful. How embarrassing. No,
a bad mommy?
You're being a bad zombie. So I call him a zaddy, and then he called me a zombie.
Not everyone knows what that means
either. What the hell is a zombie?
What's a zombie and a zaddy? Go
ahead,
tell
knows what a zaddy is.
No, they don't.
100%.
I didn't know. Kyle didn't know.
Yeah. No, everyone knows. It's like a hot dad.
Why is it called a zaddy?
Because it's like a daddy that makes you go zam or damn. It's like a hot dad.
I didn't know either.
Yeah, zaddy is like a hot dad.
Okay, so then you're a zombie. It's weird.
It's so weird. But no, so yeah, sometimes if I say, I'm being bad, if he's irritated with me, he'll be like, you're going to get a spanking later. You're being bad. Does
he give you a spanking?
Kinda, sometimes. I'm fine with a spanking as long as it's not a finger. I don't don't mind a spank. Go to old-fashioned spanking, you know?
My mom is still talking about how she misses spanking my dad. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't mind the spanking. It's
Really?
kind of like, you know.
You're a bad zombie.
Yeah. My poor kids. They're going to be like, throw up if they ever hear this.
Yeah.
Because if we ever kiss, they're always like, gross.
And you don't do that very often.
Sometimes we do, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, the lesson is just because you're married, don't be a bad zombie.
Yeah, or be a bad zombie. Like, you know?
Do you have whips and chains?
No, gosh.
I'm not into that.
I'm not into that.
I'm not into that. No.
No, very wholesome. Like, no outside, like,
people.
Or objects. Very, like, natural body things.
It's getting.
Yeah.
It's getting.
Too much. Cut it. Cut that.
Grossies.
Grossies, yeah. Vividies.
Picturing.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I feel like this is a good ending.
Know,
I'm going to throw up here soon.
I know. We got to cut some of that.
No, we're not cutting anything. Anyways.
Oh, my God.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Be a zaddy or a zombie.
Or a zombie.
Welcome to Jerking Around, a podcast that makes you feel better about yourself because we're a mess just like you.
And Crystal makes fun of me the whole time.
And it's great. And it's real.